King Von's name been tied to controversy ever since the day the world lost him. But nobody expected the next storm to come from inside his own legacy. Because now, fans are shocked after rumors started spreading online that 50 Cent might be involved in a new film project inspired by Chicago drill culture called Last King of Chicago. And according to people close to Von's camp, his mother was not feeling it at all. In fact, emotions ran so high behind the scenes that social media instantly exploded with accusations, reactions, and heated debates over who really has the right to tell Von's story. And here's where things get messy. The second alleged details about the movie started circulating online, fans immediately started connecting dots. Some people believed the film was secretly inspired by King Von's life, while others accused Hollywood of trying to profit off Chicago pain all over again. But when a viral live stream clip surfaced claiming Von's mother said, "That's not Von," the entire internet went crazy. Suddenly, bloggers, rappers, old friends, and even rival fanbases jumped into the conversation overnight. Now people are asking one dangerous question. Did 50 Cent cross a line trying to turn Chicago drill culture into entertainment? Or is the internet blowing this entire situation out of proportion for clout? Because according to fans watching this drama unfold in real time, this situation may be deeper than anybody expected. Ever since King Von passed away in November 2020, his legacy has been treated almost like sacred territory inside the drill community. To some fans, Von wasn't just another rapper from Chicago. He became a symbol of authenticity, danger, loyalty, and controversy all mixed into one. That's why the second rumors started spreading online that 50 Cent was allegedly developing or supporting a movie connected to Chicago drill culture called Last King of Chicago. The internet instantly started connecting one name to the entire situation: King Von. And once Von's name entered the conversation, emotions immediately exploded. Now pay attention, because this is where the story starts getting deeper than most people realize. The rumors didn't even begin with an official trailer. That's the crazy part. It started the same way most rap industry drama starts in 2026, through blogs, repost pages, live stream clips, fan theories, and cryptic social media comments. One small page posted alleged information claiming a new Chicago drill-inspired film was being discussed behind closed doors, and somehow 50 Cent's name became attached to it. Within hours, fan pages started saying the movie looked inspired by King Von's life. Other people claimed the title itself, Last King of Chicago, sounded too similar to the way fans already talked about Von online. And once those comparisons started, there was no stopping the internet after that. People immediately began posting old King Von interviews, clips from documentaries, pictures from O Block, and scenes from Von's music videos beside photos of 50 Cent. TikTok pages started making dramatic edits with emotional piano music in the background. YouTube bloggers jumped on the story overnight. Some fans believed the movie was secretly a tribute. Others thought it was exploitation disguised as respect. But then came the moment that really sent everything into chaos. A live stream clip started circulating online claiming Von's mother was upset over the entire situation. The clip spread fast. Real fast. Suddenly everybody was reposting the same quote, "That's not Von." Nobody even knew the full context at first, but it didn't matter anymore because emotionally, the damage had already been done. Fans instantly interpreted the statement as King Von's mother rejecting the entire idea of Hollywood telling her son's story. And if there's one thing the internet loves more than rap drama, it's family conflict mixed with industry politics. The comments immediately turned into a war zone. One side defended 50 Cent. They argued he's one of the greatest executive producers in hip-hop entertainment history. They pointed at Power, BMF, and Raising Cannon. According to them, if anybody understands street storytelling and turning urban pain into cinematic success, it's 50. Some people even said a proper movie could help preserve Von's legacy forever. But the other side? They were furious. Fans started accusing Hollywood of profiting off dead rappers again. They said the industry only shows love after tragedy. Others argued nobody should tell Von's story without direct involvement from his family. Some people even brought up how Chicago drill culture has already been sensationalized by the media for years, turning real trauma into internet entertainment. And honestly, that argument started hitting a nerve with people. Because when you really think about it, King Von's story already feels like a movie by itself. Born Davon Bennett on the south side of Chicago, Von came up during one of the most dangerous eras in drill history. Long before rap fame, his name already carried weight in the streets. Friends described him as charismatic but unpredictable. Funny one minute, dangerous the next. He built relationships with major figures inside Chicago's drill movement while the entire city was going through non-stop violence, police pressure, gang wars, and internet-fueled beefs. Then came Lil Durk. Durk saw potential in Von before most of the world even knew his name. Under Only the Family, Von transformed from local street figure into one of the fastest rising rappers in hip-hop. Tracks like Crazy Story changed everything. And what made Von different wasn't just the music. It was the storytelling. Fans genuinely believed him. Every line sounded real. Every interview felt authentic. The energy felt dangerous in a way the industry hadn't seen in years. That authenticity became both his biggest strength and the biggest reason his legacy became so sensitive after his death. Because unlike regular celebrities, drill rappers often leave behind communities still emotionally attached to real-life conflicts. That's why people became so protective over Von's image. Now here's where things get even more complicated. Around the same time these rumors about the movie started spreading, old conversations about 50 Cent's history in entertainment started resurfacing online too. Fans revisited interviews where 50 spoke about street culture, loyalty, betrayal, and turning pain into profit through storytelling. Some people respected it. Others criticized it heavily. And the internet started asking dangerous questions. Was this really about honoring Chicago culture? Or was this another example of the entertainment industry turning trauma into business? Because whether people want to admit it or not, tragedy sells. Especially online. The second King Von's name trends, millions of views follow immediately. Bloggers know it. Reaction channels know it. Labels know it. Streaming platforms know it too. And some fans started feeling uncomfortable seeing Von's image connected to another dramatic industry rollout. Then another twist happened. Old clips of King Von's mother speaking emotionally about protecting her son's legacy started resurfacing online. Fans began reposting interviews where she discussed grief, pain, and dealing with the aftermath of losing her son publicly. Suddenly, the conversation stopped being only about 50 Cent and started becoming about family rights versus entertainment rights. And emotionally, that shifted the entire energy of the story. Because now fans weren't just debating a movie anymore. They were debating who owns a legacy after someone dies. The streets? They definitely had opinions. Some Chicago bloggers claimed nobody outside the city could truly capture what drill culture felt like during those years. Others argued 50 Cent actually understood survival, trauma, and street mentality better than most Hollywood executives ever could. The debate became endless. Then social media made everything worse. Fake posters for Last King of Chicago started appearing online. AI-generated trailers began spreading across TikTok and YouTube. Some fans actually believed the movie was already confirmed. Others thought the whole thing was a publicity stunt created by internet pages chasing engagement. At that point, nobody even knew what was real anymore. But the emotions? Those were absolutely real. And behind all the chaos, one thing became painfully obvious. King Von's legacy still carries enough emotional power to divide the entire internet years after his death. That alone says everything. Because not every rapper leaves behind that kind of impact. Most artists fade away after headlines disappear. But Von's name still creates reactions instantly. Loyalty, anger, sympathy, fear, nostalgia, debate. The second his face appears online, people start arguing immediately. And honestly, that's exactly why this alleged movie situation became so explosive so quickly. And according to people following the situation closely online, that's when the entire conversation allegedly shifted from internet gossip into something much more emotional. Because once fans started believing King Von's mother was genuinely upset, the tone across social media changed overnight. Suddenly, this wasn't just another rap news headline anymore. People began treating it like a battle over ownership, legacy, and respect. You could literally see the division happening in real time across TikTok lives, YouTube streams, Reddit forums, and blog pages. One side kept saying, 50 Cent is a storyteller. Let him cook. The other side responded, some stories don't belong to Hollywood. And honestly, both sides had points. Because if there's one thing 50 Cent built his post-rap career on, it's turning street pain into mainstream entertainment. Power became one of the biggest crime drama franchises on television. BMF exploded online because people already knew pieces of the real story behind it. 50 mastered the art of taking real-life street mythology and transforming it into cinematic drama people binge-watch for hours. That's why some fans immediately believed Last King of Chicago could become massive if it was real. But then another issue started making people uncomfortable. What if the movie wasn't accurate? That question alone started an entirely different argument online. Fans began bringing up old examples where Hollywood allegedly exaggerated street culture for views. Others accused entertainment companies of mixing fiction with real trauma until the truth becomes impossible to separate from internet mythology. And because King Von already carried this almost larger-than-life reputation online, people worried a movie could completely blur reality even further. Now here's where things got really dangerous for the conversation. People started revisiting old rumors, old documentaries, and old allegations connected to Von's life. TikTok creators started posting untold stories. YouTube channels uploaded hidden truths. Bloggers started connecting random dots together for clicks. And the deeper the internet went, the more emotional the reactions became. Some fans felt protective. Others became obsessed. That's the scary thing about modern internet culture. Once somebody passes away, especially a celebrity tied to controversy, the internet almost turns their life into a permanent mystery people keep dissecting forever. And according to fans close to Von's community, that's exactly what they feared would happen again if a major movie entered the picture. Because to them, this wasn't entertainment. This was somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's real pain. That emotional layer is what made the situation hit differently. Then another viral moment happened. A podcast clip started spreading online where bloggers debated whether King Von's story was too dangerous to even portray accurately on screen. One host argued that any actor playing Von would immediately face criticism because fans already built such a strong emotional attachment to the real person. Another person claimed no movie could ever truly capture what Chicago drill culture felt like from the inside. And once that clip went viral, the internet exploded all over again. People started fan-casting actors online. Others immediately rejected every suggestion. Some fans said nobody should ever play Von at all. Emotions ran high everywhere. Then old tensions inside the drill community allegedly started resurfacing too. Certain bloggers pointed out how Chicago drill history is already filled with unresolved pain, rivalries, and trauma. Families lost people. Friends lost people. Entire communities suffered losses connected to that era. So some fans argued turning those events into entertainment could reopen wounds people never fully healed from in the first place. And honestly, that argument started gaining momentum fast. Because the more people talked about it, the more uncomfortable the timing started feeling to some viewers. Especially considering how carefully Von's image has been protected by his family and OTF since his death. Lil Durk especially. Now pay attention here because this part matters. Durk and Von's relationship became one of the strongest emotional narratives in modern hip-hop. Fans watched Durk constantly support Von's career while Von was alive. After Von's death, people saw Durk continue mentioning him in music, interviews, performances, and tributes. To fans, that loyalty became sacred. So naturally, once rumors started spreading about outsiders potentially telling Von's story, many supporters instantly looked toward OTF's reaction. But that's where things became strange. Nobody directly confirmed anything. No official statements. No verified trailers. No confirmed casting. Just rumors, reactions, speculation, and viral conversations spiraling completely out of control. But in today's internet culture, sometimes perception becomes more powerful than reality itself. And according to fans online, perception was already damaging enough. Then came another twist nobody expected. People started comparing the situation to Tupac. Seriously. Blog pages began reposting old debates about who had the right to portray Tupac's life in movies and documentaries. Fans brought up how some biopics received backlash for allegedly misrepresenting events or sanitizing certain realities. Others mentioned how families often clash with studios over creative control behind the scenes. And suddenly King Von's situation started feeling bigger than just Chicago drill. It became part of a larger conversation. Who controls the stories of dead artists? The family? The fans? The labels? Hollywood? The streets? Nobody had a clear answer. And meanwhile, the internet just kept adding fuel to the fire. At one point, fake leaked scripts allegedly connected to Last King of Chicago started circulating online. Some pages claimed the film would focus heavily on violence and gang wars. Others said it would portray Vaughn as a misunderstood anti-hero trying to escape his environment. A few bloggers even claimed certain scenes were based on real incidents. The problem? Nobody could verify any of it. But by then, millions of people had already seen the headlines. That's how internet narratives grow now. Not through facts first. Through emotion first. And emotionally, people were already invested. Then fans started analyzing 50 Cent's silence. Because while blogs kept posting non-stop updates, 50 himself wasn't really addressing the situation publicly. No direct denial. No confirmation. No detailed explanation. And the longer the silence lasted, the more conspiracy theories started growing online. Some fans believed legal issues were happening behind the scenes. Others thought the controversy itself was intentional marketing. A few people even claimed this entire situation was designed to test audience reactions before an official announcement. Now, whether any of that was true, nobody knew. But the speculation alone kept the story trending. And then another emotional layer entered the conversation that changed everything once again. King Von's children. Fans started debating how future generations connected to Vaughn might feel watching his life turned into entertainment someday. Some argued preserving his story could inspire people. Others believed dramatizing it could create more pain for the family. That conversation hit hard online, especially among older viewers. Because beneath all the drill music, internet drama, and celebrity headlines, there was still a real family grieving a real person. And according to some fans, that reality was getting lost inside the viral chaos. Meanwhile, reaction channels kept pushing the story further every single day. Titles became more dramatic. Thumbnails became more emotional. Bloggers started using phrases like, "King Von's mom declares war, 50 Cent exposed Chicago furious over movie." And honestly, that only intensified the situation more. Because once the algorithm notices emotional engagement, everything escalates automatically. More reactions. More speculation. More outrage. More conspiracy theories. And suddenly a rumored movie became one of the most emotionally debated rap stories online. But according to fans close to the situation, the real issue wasn't even the movie itself anymore. It was the fear that King Von's legacy was slowly becoming bigger than the truth, and harder for anybody to control. And that fear only grew stronger after another alleged behind-the-scenes detail started making rounds online. Because by this point, people weren't just debating a movie anymore. They were debating memory itself. What parts of King Von's story deserve to be remembered? What parts should stay buried? And who actually gets to make those decisions when somebody becomes bigger in death than they ever were in life? That's the question that started haunting the entire internet. Then another alleged behind-the-scenes detail began circulating online that immediately made emotions explode again. Some bloggers claimed individuals connected to Chicago's drill scene privately felt uncomfortable with outsiders recreating certain moments tied to real street trauma. According to online speculation, there were fears that dramatizing old conflicts could reignite tensions between fanbases and communities that already carried years of pain behind them. Now, whether those concerns were officially expressed or not, one thing became obvious almost instantly. People were taking this personally. Very personally. Because for fans who grew up watching drill culture evolve in real time, King Von wasn't viewed like a normal celebrity. To many supporters, he represented a specific era of Chicago history: raw, violent, emotional, controversial, but real. That authenticity became the foundation of his entire fan base. And according to critics online, that's exactly why some people believed Hollywood could never fully recreate his story without losing the truth somewhere along the way. Then social media made everything even messier. A fake teaser poster started going viral showing an actor standing in front of Chicago buildings wearing clothes similar to Von's old outfits. The image spread everywhere before people realized it wasn't official at all. But by then the reactions had already flooded the internet. Fans were furious. Some accused blogs of intentionally trolling the family for engagement. Others blamed AI-generated content for making fake stories feel believable now. And honestly, that's where the entire situation started feeling almost impossible to control. Because every single day brought a new rumor. One page claimed 50 Cent wanted to change the narrative around drill culture. Another blog claimed people close to Von's family were preparing to publicly reject any unauthorized project connected to his image. Then livestream creators started inviting random guests who allegedly had inside information, and suddenly everybody online became an expert overnight. The streets started talking crazy. Some people believed this entire controversy proved King Von's influence had reached legendary status. Others argued it showed exactly how quickly the entertainment industry monetizes tragedy. And then came another dangerous layer to the conversation: comparisons between King Von and 50 Cent himself. Fans immediately started pointing out similarities between their public images. Both men built reputations around authenticity, survival, and street credibility. Both became larger-than-life figures connected to violence, loyalty, and controversy. But according to some critics online, there was one major difference. 50 Cent survived long enough to control his own narrative. King Von didn't. And that observation hit hard online. Because suddenly people weren't just discussing a movie anymore. They were discussing power. Who gets protected by the industry and who becomes mythology after death. Then another clip allegedly connected to Von's mother started making rounds online, where fans claimed she was frustrated by outsiders constantly using her son's name for content. Again, nobody fully confirmed the context, but emotionally it added fuel to an already explosive conversation. Supporters immediately defended her position. Mothers across social media started commenting about grief, exploitation, and the pain of watching strangers debate your child publicly every single day. The family was left divided in the eyes of the internet. Some viewers believed preserving Von's story through film could inspire future generations. Others felt no amount of money or cinematic storytelling could justify reopening emotional wounds tied to real violence and loss. And meanwhile, 50 Cent's name remained attached to the controversy, whether officially confirmed or not. That silence became part of the drama itself. Because every hour without clarification created even more speculation online. Fans dissected old interviews looking for clues. They revisited 50's comments about storytelling and street culture. Some supporters argued people were unfairly attacking him over rumors. Critics responded by saying powerful entertainment figures should know how sensitive these situations become once dead rappers are involved. And then came perhaps the most emotional part of the entire conversation. People started revisiting King Von's old interviews where he talked about loyalty, family, and making it out of Chicago. Clips resurfaced showing him laughing with friends, joking during interviews, and speaking about success changing his life. For a moment, the internet almost stopped arguing and remembered there was a real human being at the center of all this chaos. But that peace didn't last long. Because another debate immediately exploded online. Would King Von himself have even wanted his story turned into a movie? That question divided fans instantly. Some believed Von loved entertainment and would have embraced the idea completely. Others argued he never trusted the industry enough to allow outsiders to interpret his life. The problem was nobody could answer for him anymore. And that uncertainty created even more emotional tension around the entire situation. At this point, the alleged last king of Chicago controversy had evolved far beyond one rumored film project. It became symbolic of something much bigger happening inside hip-hop culture right now. Fans are no longer just listening to artists anymore. They're emotionally attached to their identities, their trauma, their relationships, and their legacies long after they're gone. That attachment creates loyalty, but it also creates conflict, especially when money, entertainment, and internet virality enter the picture. And according to some fans online, that's exactly why this situation became so explosive so fast. Not because of one movie title, not because of one rumor, but because people genuinely fear King Von's story becoming distorted by internet mythology and entertainment culture over time. Now, whether 50 Cent was truly involved the way blogs claimed or whether social media exaggerated the situation completely, that part still remains unclear. But one thing nobody can deny is this: the reaction alone proved how emotionally powerful King Von's legacy still is years after his death. Very few artists create that kind of impact. The second his name trends online, emotions instantly rise. Old wounds reopen. Fan bases clash. The internet turns chaotic. And according to many supporters, that emotional reaction is exactly why his family remains so protective over how his story gets told publicly. Because once a narrative enters Hollywood, fans know it can live forever. Sometimes accurately, sometimes not. And right now, according to the internet, people are terrified of seeing the wrong version of King Von become permanent in the eyes of the world. Maybe that fear is justified. Maybe it's internet paranoia. Maybe the entire controversy was blown out of proportion from the start. But one thing is certain: the conversation exposed how complicated rap legacy has become in the social media era. Not just for King Von. For everybody. Because today, the line between tribute and exploitation gets blurrier every single year. And honestly, that's what makes this story so dangerous. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think fans are overreacting to these rumors? Or do you believe King Von's family has every right to protect his image from Hollywood interpretations? And if a Last King of Chicago movie ever became real, should 50 Cent be the person handling that kind of story? Or should nobody touch it at all? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation is far from over. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on, because the second new details surface around this situation, you already know the internet is going to explode all over again.